there, my name is Camilla. For those of you who don't know me, I am a volunteer with Sunrise on Wheels here in New York, and I'm popping on here today to talk a little bit about one of my favorite artists. This woman was from Sweden, where I'm from, and her name was Hilma af Klint. And I have actually written out her name so that you could more easily understand what it is. Hilma af Klint. That's her name. And I also printed out a picture of what she looks like. So this is her. And she was born in 1862 in Sweden. So yes, I know that's a long time ago. 1862. And she did art that's called abstract art. And for those of you who don't know what that means exactly, it's not like your typical kind of art where you see pictures of animals, houses, landscapes, that kind of thing. But abstract art means more like a picture made out of different kinds of shapes and colors. And at the end of this video, we're also going to recreate one of her famous paintings. And we're going to recreate it the way she did her paintings. She typically did not use paint. She used colored paper, and she glued it on large pieces of canvases. So that's what we're going to do today. For the art project, you're going to need colored paper. You can choose any kind of paper you want, okay? Don't worry about the colors, okay? Because that's really not important here. But I have 6 pieces of colored paper, and that's what you're going to need too. You're going to need a scissor, glue, and a pencil. Some of you may be really good at hand drawing your circles, because we're going to cut out circles today. 3 different sizes. You may want to use my trick. So what I did, I took a couple of different things that I have in my house that are circles. So I have here a cup. Okay, that's going to be one size circle. I have another cup that's a larger circle. See the difference? And I have the bottom of where my paper towel is for a really large circle. Okay, so those are the things that you will need for the project: colored paper, glue, scissor, a pencil. Maybe you want to hand draw your circles, or maybe you want to have something to trace it with. That's up to you. And a color, don't worry about the color. This is your project. You make it the way you want to, okay? I just wanted to talk about a few more things before we get to the project. Unfortunately, we cannot see any of her art or paintings here in New York right now. I have looked because once I started looking into her, I became very interested, and she's currently not showing here in New York. You can definitely see it in Sweden if you happen to go there. It's also shown this April in Australia, and also in the UK, England. But I found a really cool piece of information. So in 2019, her art was shown at the Guggenheim. The Guggenheim Museum is a really famous museum here in New York City. And in 2019, they had an exhibition of her art. And it so happens that it was the biggest exhibition that the Guggenheim had ever shown. Not in the size of the exhibition, meaning like how many paintings she had on display, but rather how many people came to see it. Over 600,000 people came to see this particular exhibition of this Swedish artist Hilma, and I really wish I had known, but I'm gonna definitely keep my eyes open, and when hopefully it returns. So I'm gonna just show a couple of different of her paintings so you have an idea of what her art looked like. So this one, for instance, see, this is abstract art. This is different shapes and colors. So here she seemed to have really painted a lot of, or not painted, but used shapes of shells, it looks like, all over. And it's really colorful. This one has a lot more stuff going on, I guess. Looks to be like maybe wings at the bottom. There's a big snake. Perhaps that's the moon, I'm not sure. There's a man here, and what looks to be maybe a lion over here. And this one is really famous. This is called the Swan, which is, I guess, obvious by the picture. And the one that we are gonna make today is this one right here. I started by tracing 2 different colors of the largest shape, okay? Then I did 2 different colors of the medium shape, and you'll see the difference here, see? Because they're gonna go on top of each other. And for the last one, I'm gonna then trace a smaller one with a small cup that I have here. Trace it like so. And see how I made a small shape, and then we're gonna cut it out. And when you have 2 large circles, 2 medium circles, and 1 small circle, we're gonna use one other color that you decided on. Mine happens to be orange, that we're gonna put the artwork on top of. But, so you see how this picture, this is what we're creating right here. So you take the 2 large circles, we're gonna cut them in half, okay? And then you take one of each, okay? We're gonna glue them together like one circle and glue that onto your paper here, okay? And then we're gonna do the same thing for the medium shape. We have 2 of them. Mine happens to be black and yellow. You cut them in half, like so. See, now that also makes a circle. And we're gonna glue that onto this circle. So what you would have is this. Then we have the last circle. We cut that one in half also. And put that on the yellow one. You see? And that is gonna turn into this. So I hope you had fun making our piece of art today. And I found another picture. I want to show you where she grew up. I hope you can see this. So this was actually a palace. It was built in 1630, and now you can come there as a tourist and look at how she lived, but it's also a military academy. And that's all for today. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. Bye till next time. Bye.